Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my updated team selection for game week 20. I have already made my transfer for this week, so I'm going to be talking about that and any other transfers that I might make before the deadline on Friday. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what are you doing with your game week 20 team, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, in goal we do have Kepa at home to Crystal Palace. I do have Ward on the bench away at Forest. I just think that Chelsea are more likely to keep a clean sheet at Stamford Bridge against Crystal Palace, who have not been very good at the moment. I know Chelsea haven't either, but Crystal Palace have not been great. And I know that Ward has got Forest away, but Forest, as a Forest fan, it's nice to see us actually getting some points on the board and getting out of the relegation zone. But going to the City ground is quite difficult. I mean, we haven't lost a game at the City ground in like 5 or 6 games now, so it's a really difficult place to go. Leicester are quite under fire. They don't have Maddison. They've not really been ticking lately, so I definitely think that Forest are going to win that game. So I don't think that Leicester are going to keep a clean sheet. So the smarter option is to go with Kepa, and I think I'm just kind of writing that in as a locked-in keeper option. So that's my keeper. The back line consists of Trippier, Cancelo, and Shaw. Since obviously the doubles have been updated, Shaw has got City and Crystal Palace, so 2 of my defenders do have a double this week, although Cancelo is a bit of an issue still. He's worrying me a little bit, especially with like Pep's comments and stuff. He's going down in price. It's not the worst thing in the world. I've not lost any money on him. I've had him since game week 1, so I've only made money on him. And if I get rid of him like this week or next week, I still would have made money, so it's still okay. Whether he plays or not, I honestly don't know. It's one of those situations, like if I get rid of Cancelo this week and bring in Stones, it's a bit of a sideways transfer, and if Cancelo does start both games, I would have took a hit for no reason, so I don't know if it's worth it or not. Also, are City going to be keeping a clean sheet against United, who have been really good at home lately, and then also Spurs, who, again, haven't been creating a lot of chances, but they could easily get a Harry Kane penalty or something, so I don't think it's really worth it this week, but I'll talk about that a little bit more when I go into my transfers later on in the video. But yeah, Trippier at home to Fulham, and then we've got Shaw at home to City, which I'm not expecting a clean sheet in, and then Crystal Palace away, which hopefully could be clean sheet worthy. But either way, it's nice to have a couple of doubles in the back line. Just not 100% sure if Cancelo is actually going to be getting me anything this week regardless. My bench isn't super strong anyway. There's not really anyone else I'd play instead of him. So yeah, there's not really much reason to not play him. But yeah, not confident that he's going to be starting both games. Anyway, that is the back line. The midfield consists of Rashford, who again scored another 2 goals last night in the form of his life right now. Could even be captaincy worthy this week, honestly, because he's just that good. If he was on penalties, I think I'd probably lock him in as my captain, because that Crystal Palace away game, I can definitely see him getting a little bit of a haul there. The City game is going to be a lot harder, as we know, but at the same time, with a double game week, anything is possible. But yeah, I've got Rashford, I've got De Bruyne as well. It's annoying that a lot of people are like bringing in De Bruyne now, because I've had him since the World Cup and he's just not done anything since then, and it's been really infuriating because he's been so close to getting like hauls. Like, he's been creating so many chances, the players just haven't been finishing them, so it has been really annoying as a De Bruyne owner, and I think a lot of people are bringing him in this week, and I think he's going to haul this week, which is good for me, but at the same time, I wish he got me something. Otherwise I would have gone like Salah or Kane or something after the World Cup, but it is what it is. But hopefully De Bruyne does get something. He is my vice captain at the moment. I do think he will start both games. He'd get rested in the cup. Again, I think they're playing tonight though, so we'll have to see if he starts tonight against Southampton. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy with him in my midfield. I've got Almiron at home to Fulham, which again, very happy about, and then Martinelli away at Spurs. That's the midfield. Pretty happy about it. 2 more doublers there, and then the up front consists of Mitrovic away at Newcastle, Kane, who I've brought in this week, who's got Arsenal at home and then City away, and then Haaland, who's got United away and Tottenham at home. So yeah, I took out Darwin Núñez this week, brought in the Hurricane. I know he's on a yellow card, and I've just been dealt that big blow of like the Mitrovic yellow card, especially because he was my captain this week, well, last week, but I guess the game week's still going on. But either way, he was my captain for game week 19. Obviously got the yellow card, was really annoying, but I think Kane will be a little bit more lenient. I don't think he's going to go for any like random challenges or any. I mean, the Mitrovic yellow card was stupid, like, don't get me wrong, it was a silly, like, it wasn't even a yellow card really. I'm not saying that's a Mitrovic captain, I think everyone could agree it was a bit of a soft yellow card. The ref was just giving him out like it was going out of fashion. But yeah, I've just brought Kane in this week. I know a lot of people aren't like a massive, I mean, I've seen a few people say like you shouldn't be bringing him in this week because of the yellow and stuff, and at the same time though, we can all see what he's done. He's actually been ridiculous this season. He's been so consistent, and if it wasn't for Haaland, everyone would be bringing in Kane. Everyone would be captaining Kane this week regardless of the yellow. It is literally just because people have been like kind of been looking at Haaland instead. But yeah, Kane has had a ridiculous season. He's only blanked a few times this season. So yeah, I've got no problem bringing in Kane. And the fact that I can also have De Bruyne on my team at the same time as well as Haaland isn't too bad. And then yeah, Haaland captaincy. Again, I'm pretty sure he's going to start both games. We'll have to see what happens at Southampton tonight. Like if you know Haaland starts or De Bruyne starts and one of them gets injured, that will throw things into turmoil. But at the same time, it is what it is. And then, yeah, the bench consists of Ward, who's got Forest away, White, who's got Spurs away, Andreas Pereira, who's got Newcastle away, and, of course, Patterson is injured. So that's how my team is shaping up for Game Week 20. Let's move over to my transfers. Again, I don't have any free transfers now. I've already used my transfer. You should never do it early on in the week. The only reason I did it is because Kane, I thought, was going to go up in price last night, which is when I did the transfer. And if I want to bring Botman in next week for Patterson, I've only got 0.4 mil in the bank. And if Botman doesn't go up, that potentially could be my transfer next week and just bring in like double Newcastle defense, because again, I don't have enough funds. If he goes up by 0.1, I won't be able to bring him in, and then I'm just going to be kind of stuck with Patterson until I get rid of Cancelo. So I think if Botman goes up, I probably will just get rid of Cancelo next week for Stones, who's obviously got Wolves, because I'm not in like any immediate rush to get like Cancelo out of my team, especially if he starts both the doubles. Then obviously I'm going to keep him. But if he doesn't, if he doesn't start either of them, I'll be getting rid of him and bringing in someone like Ake or Stones, a different City defender. Edison would be the better shout, but it's just too many transfers getting rid of all these different players and stuff. So I'm just going to get rid of Cancelo next week for Stones if Cancelo doesn't start either of these games. And then yeah, if he does start and I'm keeping Cancelo, I'll probably get rid of Patterson and bring in Botman or something like that. There are a couple of other players that I do want, like, you know, there's doubles on the horizon for like Arsenal and stuff like that. So Nketiah's also a shout for that double with Arsenal, which again I'm also thinking about getting rid of Mitrovic for. But at the same time, like I think he has Forest away, Forest at home that game week where Arsenal double. So it's going to be one of those, like, do I do it or do I not? Yeah, there's also Ødegaard as well, who I could, if I do downgrade Cancelo, I can always bring in Ødegaard for Andreas Pereira, I think. So again, that's another option that I'm kind of weighing up. So there's a couple of different things that I can do, but at the same time, I'm so like far behind what I need to do. I need so many more transfers to get to where I'm at, and that's where the wild card kind of comes into play a little bit. But I look at my team and I definitely don't need to wild card this week at all. I've got 5 or 6 doublers. I've got Kane, Haaland, Rashford, De Bruyne, yeah, Cancelo and Shaw. So I don't need to wildcard, but on the other hand, I need to get rid of Patterson and other situations as well. Like I'd like Edison instead of Cancelo. Just things like that, which would be just really, really useful right now, but I don't need to waste my wildcard to do. I think the United double really, really helped me out. If we didn't get the United double, I potentially could have wildcarded this week, but I might be wildcarding soon, potentially. Like if more doubles are announced like over game week 21 or 22 or 23, then I may hit the wildcard button, just because there's so many problems in my team that I need to sort out. Like I say, Cancelo if he doesn't play, Patterson. I'm not a massive fan of having Kepa when I could have like Edison and stuff. And then yeah, Mitrovic doesn't have the greatest fixtures coming up. He's kind of just in there because he is fixture proof. He's on penalties still, and at the same time, like he can score in any game. So that's the only reason that he's in my team. And my bench isn't good this week. Like White away at Tottenham, Andreas away at Newcastle, and then Patterson's injured. So I don't really have much leeway on my bench. I think Cancelo will definitely get on the pitch at some point in both of the games, but hopefully he does something. But I definitely think he's fallen out of favour. A lot of people are thinking Mahrez as well for another good option, and I think Mahrez is a decent little option as well if you do have the funds to bring him in. But yeah, either way, that is my Game Week 20 updated team selection. I'll probably do another one of these like maybe Thursday or Friday if there are like any big changes, or I'm going to be taking a -4 or something like that. Of course, we do have more games tonight. I think Forest take on Wolves, and yeah, City take on Southampton, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, if there's any big things about that, like if Cancelo starts tonight, I'm going to be a little bit worried, because then he probably isn't going to start for the Manchester derby. But yeah, that is my Game Week 20 team as of right now. Transfer already made, 0.4 in the bank. Could be making another transfer this week. It depends. If I do make another transfer this week, it might be Cancelo to Stones, which again is a sideways transfer, but at the same time, it might benefit me doing that. But either way, that's going to be everything from me. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. Let me know what your team's looking like for Game Week 20. That's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.